forget. Happy New Year, everyone. You're welcome to class. Today, we're going to skip for a bit our Jenkins file, which is supposed to automate the entire CI/CD pipeline from code commit to deployment. We are currently at JFrog. It's not able to read our distribution management due to one or two, I think, permissions, which is not a big deal at all. We're going to resolve it. But I don't want us to still go into troubleshooting that today. We're going to skip and then go and look at Prometheus and Grafana, which is our continuous monitoring tool. Okay. And maybe in our next class, we'll return back to Jenkins file. We actually have completed the entire pipeline. What we are doing now is the automation, but this time we are not automating from the GUI. We are using our Jenkins file, which is a script to do the automation. Okay. However, let's keep and let's look at our monitoring tool, which is Prometheus and Grafana. Okay. In DevOps 1, our production servers were the two servers we launched in class, which we deployed our application to via Ansible, and those were our production servers. Okay. Anybody remember what our production servers are in DevOps 2? Do you remember production servers we have in DevOps?
I do remember.
So which one has our production servers in DevOps? You didn't remember?
I remember.
Okay, so what servers? What servers represent our production servers here in DevOps 2?
Yeah, the worker nodes. Node 1 and node 2.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So our Kubernetes cluster is our production server. Okay. And remember, we said that you only access your app from the worker nodes. The master node is the node through which we can the master node is the node through which we can talk to the entire cluster. Okay. So if we are going to do any monitoring, basically we are monitoring metrics on the production servers. Okay. So that's the basis for which we'll do our installation. We are not monitoring our workstation servers. We'll do that monitoring internally. In fact, it's a server that we always work on. Okay. However, a crucial server is the server through which.
Okay.
Yes.
Alpha.
Are you talking to us? Oh, okay. You're not to us. So a crucial server is the server through which our clients, the customers, access our application, which is the production server. Okay, if I say kubectl get ports flag O wide. No ports. How about kubectl get deployment? No deployment. kubectl get services. None at all. Let's list. Can we apply this? kubectl apply. Flag F at port. Okay, so now let's kubectl get ports flag O wide. I hope you still remember all these commands. Okay, so we have all of this running, and then you should be able to access our application from any of these. Okay, so some of the metrics we need to monitor are what's the
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
CPU.
We have the same together here, right?
You said?
We have the in this article app. We also have the service manifest there as well.
Yes, that's why you see these two,
Okay.
deployment and service.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so if I run kubectl get service, you see that at 4D has also been what? Okay, so if I pick any of the worker nodes at 3100, we should be able to reach our application. If we pick this at 3100, so we are going to be measuring metrics. No, not measure, monitoring some metrics on our production servers. Okay, so I'm saying production servers, you know that we are referring to our clusters, Kubernetes cluster. All right. So metrics like the CPU, average CPU usage, metrics like how many pods do we have running, metrics like how many of those pods is live or how many is rotting. Okay, metrics like how many server worker node do we have running. We need to be checking them time to time. It is part of your job as DevOps and even site reliability engineers. All right. So to do that, we're going to install Prometheus on our master node. Okay. And what Prometheus will do is to extract the metrics we want to monitor. Okay. Prometheus also have the capability of visualizing it for us. However, it does not give us in a way we can easily look at it and say, okay, this is good. That's why we're going to use Grafana to do the visualization. Okay, if you have experience with data analysis, guys, they usually have visualization tools. Okay, some of them also use Grafana visualization. Okay, so it will display these metrics for you instead of putting them in tabular form. It displays them in form of a pie chart, in form of a bar chart, in form of histogram. Okay, in form of meters like that, where you can easily look at it. Okay, and then you're able to quickly deduce. Oh, I have a replica of a 4 and I'm only saying 2. That means 2 is rotten or 2 is bad. What is happening? So you're able to quickly swing into action and make corrections. Okay. So we're going to go ahead now and install Prometheus on our work master node. Okay. So let me get is a YAML file that we're going to use. Let me get it and then I'll just share it with us. So I've put that in the Zoom chat. Mr. Atford, if you be kind, please help us to pick it and send it to WhatsApp, please. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Correct. All right, so this is our master node, VI, let's call it monitoring.yaml. Then now insert. Now paste all of that. All that I sent to you is this. I got this from Prometheus website. Okay, it's just another manifest, just like our other YAML files, all right, which is going to create this work. What's it called now? Namespaces. All right, Kubernetes. This is going to monitor the Kubernetes node. This is going to monitor the pods. Okay. These are some of the metrics it's going to be checking. State metrics, Kube system, the cluster on port 8080, CA advisor, and okay, get it, list it, watch it. All of this. Okay. So let me go ahead, save. So if we have the Prometheus here, the next thing we need to do is to apply it. So we say kubectl apply flag f monitoring.yaml. So that's created all of that. Okay. And if you want to see, we can say kubectl get all hyphen namespace monitoring. Since nobody is practicing Kubernetes, I hope we still remember these commands. I hope we still remember. Look at it. Pod Prometheus, just one pod. Service, okay. Deployment, okay. The deployment is on what? You see this? 30 what? 891. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yes,
3891.
891.
Okay, so if we browse for our production master node on this port, it is supposed to lead us to 3891. Okay, let me put full wide. Okay, so let's copy. This is a worker node, our master node now. Oh, let's check. Because I don't expect it to be on the master node actually. I expect it to be on the worker node. Ports are deployed where? Ports are deployed where? Class.
And worker nodes.
Yeah, so this is this 500086, right? So let's go and check which one of them is 500086 now. Okay, we will look from here. So let's check Let's check this. It is 50,070. It's not that. It's not worker one. Can we check worker two? 50,086. Do you see that? 50, where is it? 0086. How did I get this? When I added flag O wide. KBCT get or namespace monitoring flag what? O wide. It now showed us that, okay, this pod is on this worker node, 50,086, okay, and that is our worker 2, 50,086. So I'm just going to copy the IP address, public IP address of worker 2, and then we'll browse for it on which port? 3891. 3891. Okay, so this is our Prometheus. Although nothing has been happening on our Kubernetes cluster, we did not expect to see anything here. Okay. Okay, nothing is counting. This was just at the time that I started the server today. It's just a flat what? A flat line. Just a flat line, nothing has happened. However, like I said earlier, Grafana can do a better job for us. Grafana can do a better job for us. All the metrics that we saw inside that YAML file, which Prometheus extracted for us, Grafana is going to put everything in what we can easily see. What we can easily see. QB metrics, all of this is not it's not displaying anything here. Okay, we know why already. There's not been any activity. I've stopped the servers all this, so I just started them today. That's why we are seeing a flat line in this place. Okay, let's go install Grafana. Okay, Grafana is a visualization tool available on Docker Hub. Okay, so to be able to install Grafana, we are going to need a server that has Docker on it. Okay, and I remember our staging server, just our QA server, has Docker installed on it. Okay, so let's go to our staging server to pull the latest image of Grafana and install it on our staging server. Okay, so we have Docker here, Docker --- version. That's good. Okay, we have Docker enabled. The next thing is to install Grafana. So we say Docker run flag D. You still remember this command? Name Grafana. This first one is the what? What's the name of this first one? This first Grafana is the name of the what? The container. Yes, I've forgotten Docker. Okay. And this one is the name of the what? The image. Okay. Are we in class? Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I fear ISP as a young man. It's just me. I want to show you Grafana and Docker Hub before we pull it. Okay. This is more reason why IT requires constant practicing. Okay. If you leave it, it leaves you. And that's why we are bringing on board. No, I am bringing on board project only bootcamp. Just 1 month of intense projects. Do you see this? Hello, everyone. Do you see this? Grafana what? Grafana. By
Grafana,
who?
yes.
By Grafana Labs. Okay. The official Grafana what? Docker container. So this
Docker
guy
container.
is the image of Grafana. And if you remember how we normally run container, how we normally set our container, we say Docker run flag d name. Here we normally put small p, and then put 8080 column what? 8080 followed by the name of the image, isn't it?
Yeah, the port,
Okay.
yeah.
But this time we're not using 8080. This capital P I told us before means that this Grafana uses what? Is default port.
Port, okay.
For here. Okay. And we are calling the name of the container what? Grafana. I can decide to call this another name, but I can't change this name.
Yes.
This name is the name of the image from where we are pulling from. Okay. Another
So
way
we can
to
call
do
it.
this. Okay, go ahead,
Yeah, we can call it Hartford. Then still put Grafana.
Yes, I can call the container Hartford to say Grafana. Okay. Remember, another way to do this is to run docker pull latest Grafana. So it will first bring the image first. I will now run the container. But this command is doing the two together at once. Okay. So if you still remember very well your Docker, then you will also remember this. So it does not find it locally. You now went to pull it from where? From Docker Hub. So after it has pulled the latest image, you now run it into container. So if I run Docker container ls flag L, look at it, Grafana, or I just run Docker ps. Okay. The name of the container is Grafana, and the image we brought in is what? Grafana. Okay. That port is always on port 3000. Do you see it? Okay, and this is 32768, which is the next one after the one we brought, after the one for our ports. You know, our port is 32,000 to 32767. Okay, so on the security group for this server, we need to open which port? 32768. Do you copy?
Yes.
So let's go to our staging server. More staging, this is it. And then we're going to security group. Okay, it's not here. So we're going to click on the GTT24. And then we're going to see edit inbound row. And we're going to add row, custom TCP 32768. Okay. Then it's going to be from anywhere. Okay. Let's include port 3000 as well. Also from anywhere. Go ahead and we save. So if I return to staging server now, and I copy the IP address, public IP address, and I paste this on 32768, I should be able to connect to my Grafana. Okay. All right. Welcome to Grafana. The password is admin. Sorry, the username is admin. And then the password is also what? Admin. Okay. So it says you should change it. And then we submit. Okay. The first thing we need to do now that we get into Grafana is to bring in our data source. Like I said, Grafana is only a what? Visualization tool. Okay. So you need to give it the data that is going to be presenting for you. Are we together? So we need to define for Grafana, where is it going to pick the data that it is going to present for. Okay. Let's go to Grafana main website. So we can see some of the templates and choose the one that we like. This is grafana.com. Okay, this is looking more like a periodic table. Okay, so can we check dashboard, product? Has anybody seen dashboard? Okay, let's scroll down. Okay.
Dashboard is down there. Dashboard templates down there.
Dashboard templates, right? Thank you. Okay, so these are many of the templates. If our data source is coming from Kubernetes, it can narrow down things for us. Prometheus. Okay, you see it has narrowed this guy now. It has filtered it. Look at this one. Cube state metrics version 2. Let's open a new tab. Come and look at it later. See all the many things you can do. Kubernetes cluster monitoring via Prometheus. This is another one. Kubernetes cluster autoscaler, no. Kubernetes cluster Prometheus, yes. Kubernetes one is just going to be nodes. It's not only nodes we want to monitor. MongoDB. It's not only API server we want to monitor. Let's check these three. Okay. Do you see? You see that Grafana will not do, Prometheus will not do this for us. But this is how Grafana is going to present cluster pod capacity. You see, you'll be able to know cluster CPU capacity, cluster memory capacity, the number of nodes you have in total, these that are unavailable, nodes not ready, node pressure, deployment. You see, this is what we are saying by visualization. So from a dashboard like this, you're able to see how well your production servers are faring. Okay, which one is this? Monitoring via, it's going to present it this way. This one is going to be for system services CPU usage. Okay, this is a container CPU usage. From here, you're able to see what's happening. Okay, this is also pod CPU usage, and this is giving you network input output pressure. Okay, this one will require us to what? To add to the monitoring file. Look at it. We will add this. You need to have running Kubernetes cluster with deployed Prometheus. Prometheus we use metrics provided by CA Advisor via Kubernetes service. Runs on each node of Kubernetes cluster by default. And via we have all of this. Your Prometheus configuration has to contain the following. So we will go and add this to our what? That monitoring.yaml file. Okay. That is if we want to use this visualization, this dashboard format. Okay. Look at this one, Kubernetes cluster. See, this one is telling you cluster pod usage, cluster CPU, memory usage, disk. Okay. Cluster capacity, cluster CPU capacity, cluster memory capacity, cluster disk capacity, deployment replicas, deployment replicated deployments. This is actually my favorite because this guy always tells us a lot of things. Number of nodes, nodes out of disk, nodes unavailable, total ports running, ports that are pending, ports failed, ports succeeded, ports unknown, containers running, containers waiting, containers terminated. You see that this is giving you a lot of information about your production servers. Okay, and the third one, cluster pod usage and cluster CPU. The good thing about this is we don't have to go and to alter our Prometheus file like the first two. This one, we have to alter it. And I think the first one also we need to look at this one too. We also need us to alter it. But this third one, we don't have to do anything. Okay, it will extract it directly. So what do we need? We either download the JSON file here, okay, or I copy this ID 6417. Okay, so since this is the dashboard I decided to use to monitor my production servers, I'll download the JSON file, or I'll copy the ID 6417. So I'm going to close this and let's return to is this our Grafana dashboard? No, this is not it. It is our own. I see the IP address and this port, I know we've got into our own. So let's go and add data source. So we click on add your first data source here. So where is our data source coming from? Obviously what? Prometheus. If it is coming from any of these other tools here, you click on it as well. Okay. It can be from MySQL, it can be from a SQL Server, PostgreSQL. Remember I told you data analysis guys also use Prometheus for visualization as well. Okay, so it's going to be from Prometheus. Okay, I click on that. What name do you want to give it? You want to give it Prometheus, the default name, no problem. Then your Prometheus what? URL. Okay, the URL to your Prometheus. So I'm coming to Prometheus here. Look at it. I'm going to copy all of this and then paste. Okay. Are we together? Hello, everyone.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you save and test. Test means it's going to try to quickly connect to this URL. Okay. Just the way you normally do in Jenkins. Successfully queried the Prometheus API. You can start to visualize data by building a dashboard or by querying data in the Explore window. So since it has saved and has tested, let's now go and bring in our dashboard. Okay. So if I click these three horizontal lines, I click on dashboard now. New, import. You want to import dashboard. Remember here, I said you either download this JSON or you copy the ID, this ID here. We didn't download JSON, rather we copied the ID. So we come here, the JSON we downloaded, we can upload it here, or we paste the ID here. If we paste the ID and click on load, it's going to go and download the ID for us, the dashboard for us. Next thing we do is what? We select data source that we have within our Grafana account. You drop this down. The one we have is Prometheus. If we have integrated other data source, you will see them as a list here. So I click on Prometheus and then import. Okay. And so it has brought in that dashboard for us. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing values. I'm just seeing no data, no data. Okay. This is for cluster heads. This is for deployment replicas. Data, this is for node, number of nodes out of this, nodes available. This is for pods running. So you see that on a screen like this, what Prometheus is not able to give you, okay, or what Prometheus we expect you to be reading charts. On a screen like this, Grafana is able to tell you, okay, if there's any problem or not. But why I'm not seeing this is I'm not sure Prometheus did a proper extraction. Oh, I didn't see this. It's just mapping no fund for from monitoring, no matches for client cluster. Ensure CRDs are installed first. Yes, we have CRD. Oh, okay, these two. Another troubleshooting to do for our YAML file, because it created the monitoring, it created this, the deployment, it created the service. However, the cluster role, which will be doing bulk of the extraction, yeah, let's check it out. I've not used this file in months, so I know it may have needed some update as well. Okay, replica one, that's why we have the pod as one. If you want to have two of it, come here, change this to two. So this is it. It could not create the for this one and also for authorization, these two. Okay, you see all the resources it's monitoring, and that's why it could not give us information about these resources, because it could not even create this, the nodes, the service, the endpoint, the ports. Okay. Going. Okay, so I'm going to work on this YAML file, and then I'll update it and send it to us so that we can be able to view. At least I know we have 5 ports running, right? Let's go check. 4 for the kubectl get ports. 4 of these ports, okay, and then 1 for, look at this, for Prometheus. Although it won't show us, it will show us this 4. Okay, so I'm expected to see where is it? Ports here for number of deployment as well, the replica, 4 replica, yes. And then it's supposed to tell us about our servers, CPU usage, all of that. Okay. Right, but that's not a problem. I resolve it within the week. So monitoring is not a big deal. I said I was going to show us monitoring in one class, just to set up your metric extractor and then your visualization tool. Okay. Other thing you might want to check out is you see that other dashboard format that I did not use. If you want to use them, okay, can you reopen last closed tab? Let's see one of them. Let's say I want to use this now, okay? Before I can use this guy, right? I will have to copy this and then put it here. VI monitoring.yaml. Add it to this. And you know how to add. Start with these 3 horizontal lines. I can press insert. Then I'll do 1, 2, 3. Then I'll paste. Okay.
Okay.
That is how to add. Okay. What I now did not know is all this chin chun chuan.
Language.
Is
I
this-
wanted to ask you.
that is what I didn't know. Okay. But about 2 projects I did last year, I actually used this for monitoring. Where is it? That's 6, 7.
6417.
Yes, 6417. It's beautiful. Yeah. And I'm surprised at how the clients you worked for so much liked it. Like, have you been under the rock? You mean you've not seen Grafana before? But then, if he likes it, we maintain it. Yeah.
But in a real life scenario now,
Yes.
you will be the one who you want to choose for yourself what the company will give to you to use.
It is you now. You know the DevOps. You know the SRE. It's you now. Except if they
This
have
is best practice.
Yes, except if they have specific ones we want you to monitor. And I think most of them is covered within this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has a lot of things it is checking for you. Your replica, your updated, your unavailable, your CPU. Okay. The idea is just to ensure that the operation servers are what?
I'm working.
Are doing fine.
Yeah,
You get it.
Yeah.
Okay. And if your server were to have been from AWS, you need AWS also have its own CloudWatch.
CloudWatch.
You get, so you can also do, that's another 2-factor authentication. You know, so if you're not using Grafana and Prometheus, you're using CloudWatch to check.
CloudWatch.
Okay. It's just that CloudWatch will not check pods, will not check Kubernetes. CloudWatch will only check like CPU usage, health check.
Oh.
Okay. It won't check all of those services within that server for you. It will only be telling you about the logs, okay, and how healthy the server is, okay. But for specific metric on the server, it won't check. You know, that's it. Any question? Have you sent the files out to Outford?
The updated one?
I've sent the one you sent.
Oh, yes, please.
Mm.
So I'm going to check out why it's not displaying our ports here. I think we have to do it. He's not able to pick. He's not picking it. The last 30 minutes, the last 5 minutes. He's not even checking anything. Yeah. It's okay. Any question? So we are going back to our CI/CD with our Jenkins file. Hopefully during the week, I'll be able to look at it properly once I settle down on field. I'll be on transit tomorrow, please. So there will not be class tomorrow. If I settle the CI/CD during the week, I might just release a video as to what I did and then share with us. But that will also not stop us from coming to class on Saturday. Okay.
Okay. We next week Saturday will be the last class.
Yes, if we result the last official class, right?
Last official class. Okay.
Yes, but we are still going to be having sessions, especially I think I'm owing us one session for Cloud 53,
Yes.
right?
And the
Yeah.
one of interview you
That
senior
interview,
cloud.
yes, I
Yeah, yes,
remember.
yes.
Yeah. So those are two good project points. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Sas. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the
Nice.
rest of your evening.
Nice.
Thank you.
Fine.